Hey everyone, it's Welonz. The Witcher 4 came out with a Unreal Engine 5 tech demo today, 14 minutes long. Figured we'd check it out together. I think the last time The Witcher 4 came out with something, it was like a cinematic trailer, right? So this might give us a better look at what the gameplay might look like, which is quite exciting. CD Projekt Red has always been at the forefront of graphical fidelity, so I'm sure this is going to be amazing. Most of what I've heard about Unreal Engine 5 these days is people complaining about the stutters, so I hope we get to see something really mind-blowing. Oh, wow. The technical presentation, not actual gameplay at the bottom.
Busy, the ploughing plonker. Break me pearlies on this blasted pit-ridden tract.
There's no subtitles. I don't know if I know what they just said.
With fear on dry road. Aye, the devil's after you. Running from.
Oh, wow. The way the light scattered from that lamp falling just now. Ooh! Oh yeah, look at the sparks of fire. Like, they say this is not actual gameplay, but if they're showing this to me, then that means that I can expect to at least see these cutscenes within the game, right? And that's really impressive already. Did you see the way the fire, the little sparks? I mean, this one scene I already feel like is much more dynamic than anything we've seen in The Witcher 3. And The Witcher 3 was already a pretty good looking game. Even though it came out 10 years ago, it still stands up now. Ooh. Kinda ugly. I think the thing that makes scenes feel very high quality, it's not the amount of pixels on the screen, but the lighting. The lighting is very, very important. And it definitely feels like the lighting is really good here.
Salt.
Almost had me fooled, Fruin.
Hello, Siri. The breath. The shadows. With the shadows on the ground. What event was this at? Oh, like an Unreal Engine event?
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, and welcome to the State of Unreal at Unreal Fest Orlando. We're here to show you what's next with Unreal Engine and so much more. We are thrilled that you're able to join us. Thank you. But first things first, I'm here with Sebastian and Kaitek from CD Projekt Red. We have a lot to talk about. Hey, guys.
Hey. Thank you, Wyatt. Thank you, Wyatt, and hello, everyone. With The Witcher 4, we're stepping things up. And to do that, we needed the right partner. One that truly understands that great open-world games are all about art and technology coming together.
Yeah, and look, our goals are completely aligned here. And around the launch of UE5, your awesome team at CD Projekt Red announced a collaboration to make open-world development in Unreal even better. And it's an opportunity, we just couldn't pass it up. So we've been working on a technical demo together to achieve just that. I think we should take a look at it. You guys ready?
Mm-hmm. Born ready. Kaitek is going to play the build for us.
Sure, let's do it.
I'll keep the subtitles on, but it's auto-generated, so it could be wrong.
This is a technological showcase set in the world of The Witcher 4.
Oh, it looks stunning.
What you just saw and are going to see now is running on a standard PlayStation 5
Yes!
at 60 FPS
Yes,
with
60
ray tracing.
FPS, thank you!
So in the game, you'll be playing as Ciri,
Happy for you,
a professional
PS5
monster
players.
slayer, a witcher. She explores the world and hunts down monsters for coin. The region we are in is called Kovir, and you'll get to explore it in a game. Right now, Ciri is investigating a monster, and after gathering new clues, she is heading back to a nearby village.
The way the snow floats around. This is... Okay, it's been a while since I've seen Witcher 3, but
All right,
this is way
everyone,
better.
Meet Kelpie.
Kelpie.
Let weeds be weeds, Kelpie.
So just like Geralt had Roach, Ciri has her own loyal companion.
We return to town.
These two characters need to feel like one. Since you're gonna explore the world on horseback, riding needs to feel seamless, natural, and just fun.
Yeah, and to support that, we're introducing multi-character motion matching in Unreal.
What does that mean?
So Ciri and Kelpie, they're perfectly synchronized when mounting from any angle and speed. And we also support root motion movement on Kelpie, so controlling her feels realistic and grounded.
So like if she's running, we can still mount her?
And there are also some really nice improvements to our Unreal Chaos Flesh Solver and these machine-learned deformations. So you've got realistic muscles
wow.
moving and stretching under Kelpie's skin without compromising the performance there.
Without compromising performance? Really?
So let's leave Ciri behind for a second and talk about the world itself. So much of the Witcher world is natural, organic, especially Kovir with its dense forest and wild nature.
Yeah, and wild nature is hard. And with Nanite geometry, we've freed artists from so many of their old constraints. But we don't want to rest until everything we do in Unreal has that same spirit of freedom. There's always more work to do. And foliage is a huge piece of that puzzle. So we are excited to introduce Nanite foliage.
Yeah!
And in order to achieve gorgeous foliage density everywhere, while still being memory efficient, fast to render, we believe that a new idea was needed. So instead of the same card approach we've been using for the past 20 years, artists should be free to take a nanite approach to foliage, modeling every single leaf and pine needle. And the old LOD tricks of the past, they needed a complete rethink. And in their place, it's a new adaptive voxel representation in Nanite. It's volumetric, it's fully 3D, it is super fast to render. And these dense clusters of triangles turn into these cubes, which at a distance, they're no larger than a pixel, and they react to the changing light of our dynamic sun and our shadows, and they allow artists to render whatever amount of foliage is needed to achieve their vision without compromise.
And no compromise means how ambitious we are when it comes to bringing our vision to life with incredible visuals. But more than that, together with Epic, we created faster way to load the world. We can now bring in more content more quickly for the smoothest possible experience as we fly down to catch up with Ciri.
I think that one of the biggest challenges with open world is you generally don't want anything loading as someone is just exploring the world. Like maybe when they fast travel via the campfire and stuff, but then that's pretty much it. And so you're telling me about all this technology and you're saying it's really fast, but I think people will have to really play it just to really believe it, that it's, if they're playing on a system that's not so strong, will they be seeing this, or is this limited to people with the very best computers? Well, they did say this is the base PS5, which is very promising.
Welcome to Valdrest. So Valdrest is a port town, a hub for fishing, trade and mining. It's one of those places where you can meet shady characters or overhear gossip from other lands. It's also where Ciri took on her current contract.
The colors seem more vibrant than Witcher 3.
Let's leave Kelpie here and explore the marketplace.
Those blues and greens.
I'm so excited we can finally show you some of this stuff. Let's see what Valdrest has to offer.
Not her again.
Base PS5? The thing about Witcher is they have a lot of random events happening in the world too. So they would have to have all that load in while you're just walking around. Bumping into people.
Guys, notice how responsive the world is.
The apples rolling down the hill.
Character actions directly
Oh,
affect
that
what
person-
happens around you. Sometimes even
The kid
setting
taking the
off
apple.
chain reactions. Everything is working together.
Alright, so the implication of the kid picking up the apple there is like, I mean, to us, we're watching a video right now, it seems like a scripted sequence, but we could not bump into the person,
Guys, notice how
or we could bump into the person at a different point in the road, and then the kid would go up to that place where there's an apple correspondingly to pick it up.
Notice how
So it feels like it might
world
not be
is.
that impressive just looking at it like this, but
Character actions directly
it
affect
is.
what happens around you. Sometimes even setting off chain
the
reactions.
pigs go out to get it.
Everything is working together.
Everyone's doing their own thing in town.
Oh, look at this poor gentleman being taught how to fly by an angry innkeeper. That's what
There's a
happens
little
when you
rat
cheat
that
at
went
Gwen.
by.
Last of it, is it? Ready to wait.
Jingling my purse.
There's two people making out on the side.
Okay, so this is the guy who gave the series quest his own. Like you probably suspect, he has his own agenda in all of this.
You off your tits again, Wilfred? Get your ass up.
This is like a smooth transition into a cutscene.
A typical day's toil.
Who in? Witcheress. One news of my wagons. No eternity is taking that damn salt to arrive.
I found them. And, well, suffice to say, they'll not reach you. As for the salt, I found not one speck. I presume this comes as no surprise.
Facial animations.
Now. Kavir's smuggling trade is of no concern to me.
Shush, shush, shush.
The manticore that flattened your cart and devoured your
There's a
men.
manticore.
Quite the opposite.
Manticore? No, them winged hellspawn dwell in the arse end of Creighton. Not here.
While Siri decides what to do about that merchant, let's take a look at the character technology that powers this marketplace. Why don't we listen in on these fishmongers? They're selling their wares, chatting up customers.
Morning, catch this is. Won't find none fresher.
Reckon you ladies after one
The
of
fish casting shadows on the people inside the stall.
Into seeing something more. Got mackerel cod, all Brexit's finest.
And there is tons of tech at play here, even in this simple market stall. Metahuman tools, improved Unreal smart objects, chaos cloth, and more.
Yeah, and all of this exists to make sure that the gap in quality between Siri and NPCs is as small as
And it
possible.
feels small. If I compare it to things I've played in the past 10 years or so, sometimes what'll happen when you see something like this, like a market stall, is that, oh, it's actually one flat texture and the fish are all, it's just one thing and you look at it and it's like a piece of paper. But clearly not the case here. And you can see the fish are hanging up here. It was casting shadows on the woman in the back too. This guy's own arm is casting a shadow on himself.
Yeah, and closing that
Yeah, he
gap,
took a fish
it's
from the
not
box.
just about fidelity, right, but also authenticity. They should react to changes in the world around them.
But the prisoner in Pillory isn't exciting enough for Valdrest. Let's grab everyone's attention with a circus. But the great performance deserves a huge crowd though. Let's crank it up.
Can the PS5 handle this many people?
So you are seeing tons of optimizations here to many of Unreal systems, including an entirely new Unreal animation framework, allowing us to fit easily in our 60 FPS budget, not just in rendering, but also with room to spare on the
Really?
game thread. Over 300 animated skeletal mesh agents all going about their business. And the whole point is to leave breathing room for developers like you to introduce the gameplay and the systems that your players expect. empowering you to make your worlds come to life without Unreal standing in your way.
You are right. That's the open world RPG that we're making. But before we wrap up, how about one final check-in with Siri?
Impressive.
We are making this game to be the most immersive and ambitious open world Witcher game ever.
Who else is making Witcher games?
This a reality thanks to our work on Unreal with the team at Epic. I think what we're doing together is going to bring in a new generation of open world RPGs, and I'm so proud of what we accomplished so far.
We are too.
So we're almost done, but before we go, here's a small gift for all Witcher fans.
What?
A first look at Lanexeter.
I didn't catch that town name. Oh.
Onward, Kelby. With what?
Oh. A tech presentation, which is fine with me at this point because I don't really want to know too much about the story. Yeah, I mean, the long and short of it is that it looks great. And I don't know if they clarified. They did say this was being played on a PS5 right now, a base PS5, but is it a video being played on PS5? Because it is a video right now, right? They clearly have some, like, cinematography going on, moving away from Siri and all that. Or, like, is it pre-rendered, or is it playing live on the PS5 is what I mean. If it's live, that would be really, really impressive. Things like what is it, about the horse, the muscles and stuff? I feel like most people aren't even gonna see that when they're playing. But at the same time, it's the little things that add up and compound together to make it feel really immersive. So even just the way the mane is moving. Yeah, look at that. And the amount of people that were in the marketplace, everyone doing their own little thing. Yeah, you need people. If you want to sell people that it's a bustling town, you actually do need to have that many people. And if you play games and you turn graphics up on the high setting versus the low setting, one of the first things that tend to go is the amount of objects, like the amount of foliage, amount of grasses and weeds in the forest, or the amount of people. So if this is something that even just the base PS5 can do, then that would be really good.
Yeah, and closing that gap, it's not just about
you
fidelity,
would think,
right? But
you would
also
think. Like I came into the PS5 generation thinking 60 FPS was going to be a standard for like every game, but surprisingly, it hasn't been. It hasn't been. Surprisingly, more like disappointingly. But I mean, CD Projekt Red in the past bit, Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is still one of the best looking games I've ever played, ever. It's actually still the only game I've played where, like, we open into the game and I looked around town and I was like, whoa, this is a next gen game. And I wouldn't even call that a recent game too. The base game came out in 2020. So I've no doubt that this is gonna look fantastic. Yeah, it already does, just looking at the amount of detail in the setting. I already remember when I was playing through Witcher 1 to 3. When I went from 1 to 2, I was like, oh my god, there's so many trees in the background. And then from 2 to 3, I was like, oh my god, there's even more trees and details in the background. So I just never had any doubt that CD Projekt Red has always been the pioneer of graphical fidelity, and that this is going to look amazing.
Empowering you to make your worlds come to life without
fantastic.
Unreal
I do worry about
way.
the stutter stuff though, because yeah, a lot of Unreal Engine 5 games that I've played lately, Silent Hill 2 Remake comes to mind. The stuttering didn't necessarily have to do with how much a system was chugging, if that made sense. It just seemed like it was a thing that was baked into the game, so... But I'm also pretty optimistic, because, again, I don't remember Cyberpunk having that kind of thing going on. I'm very hopeful they'll figure it out. I feel like because the launch of Cyberpunk was, it was definitely an event, that will probably make people a bit more apprehensive, but they're also aware of that. So hopefully when The Witcher 4 launches, it's going to be much more tightened up and bug-free. But I'm someone who played Cyberpunk at launch, and I didn't really have any experience affecting bug that really ruined anything for me. So I feel like for me, all this graphic technology is really cool, but I'm far more interested in like the story and narrative. And as long as the graphics are good enough to make me believe in the world, which I would say the previous 3 Witcher games already accomplished that, I'm not worried about graphics or whatever already. But I do think good graphics are a way to pull in people who've never played a Witcher game before. Because then they can use that as a big selling point, and then just looking at some trailers, people can make their own decisions and be like, oh wow, this looks really dang cool. I know nothing about the story or the characters, but I still want to play it. So it's not like it's not important. Either way, I'm looking forward to The Witcher 4. What do you think? Feel free to let me know.